ओम तत्सत दाता याद है. I want to talk about today about a social evil in my eyes, and that is based on very recent experience of mine just 3 days ago on 17th of May 25 this year. What I want to discuss with you is that in the name of dharma, are we feeding devotion or decay? The temple of Mata Bala Sundari at Trilokpur in Himachal Pradesh in India stands like a dream drawn from the heavens, nestled amidst the foothills where the air is thick with incense and the sound of temple bells echoes through the valley like a call to the soul. Devotees climb the stone steps with their eyes closed and hands joined, whispering their hopes, their wounds, and their gratitude. The banners flutter in the wind, marigold garlands swing from every corner, and the sacred chowki of the goddess is bathed in divine light. There is devotion here, which is raw, pure, and powerful. And it was here, in this sacred land, we held a Bhandara, a public feast. We prepared not only just the food, but actually prasad, an offering of love, humility, and sacred service. The team worked from chopping vegetables at dawn to cleaning the last thali until late afternoon. The entire space from the temple courtyard to the open hall was spotless, filled with warmth and the spirit of service, seva. Every person, regardless of caste, class, or creed, was welcomed and fed. That's what dharma demands, isn't it? That's what we live by. But, just as light attracts moths, so too does compassion attract those who mistake generosity for weakness. Toward the end of the day, I noticed a pattern. A group of women with young children, not more than 8-10 years old, began arriving with plastic bags, empty plastic bags, tiffin boxes, and even small sort of empty buckets kind of thing, but small ones. Not for one meal, not for 2 meals, but for several meals. Every woman filled 10 or more containers each. 10 or more. Children, from that group I'm talking about, came back repeatedly, hiding bags under their shawls. On average, I guess, each person had packed over 10 kilos of food. 10 kilos of cooked food. This was not hunger. This was a hoarding. And I had to act. I instructed my team, no more food to be taken outside. Bhandara is about eating in. It's not for takeaway. Because I believed after seeing that pattern that this was no longer seva, it was no longer service. This was a social abuse. I talked to the temple team there and expressed my concern. They told me that this is a daily routine, that these women with children come and collect all 3 meals during the day, not just the one meal. So they would come in the morning for breakfast time, then lunch, and then dinner. I was shocked. I was surprised that what do they do with 30, 40 kilos of cooked food every day? Their family members, no matter how big their family is, cannot eat that much. Either they must be selling that cooked food or destroying the unconsumed food at the end of the day to collect the fresh food next day. What a wastage. What a wastage of food in the name of religion and service. And that's the thought which came in my mind, which disturbed me. And that is not just one Bhandara service. There are thousands and thousands of such daily Bhandaras, daily feasts across the country. And mind it, that this is on top of the fact that Government of India is distributing free food to all poor people of the country who are below certain income level. Let me speak plainly from the depth of truth. This, what we witnessed, is a social evil in my eyes, a growing disease, and it must be named. Beggary in the name of religion is not dharma, it is a decay. Just like, there was sati pratha in the country. That was once falsely glorified as sacred. This ritualized dependence on charity is becoming a normalized vice, just in the same way. We are allowing temples to become food banks for the lazy. Children who should be in school are learning that life rewards the manipulative. And when the free food runs out, what remains? On that day, a mind conditioned for entitlement. A mind conditioned for entitlement. A spirit that can easily be corrupted. A path that leads inevitably to crime and even terrorism. Yes, terrorism. Because when you raise a generation on the idea that food and survival come without effort, without integrity, without karma, without doing anything, you also raise a generation that will reach for anything when that illusion crumbles. including violence. And let us not pretend it was the destitute. Let's not pretend that. All of them were able-bodied, clever, and fully aware of what they were doing. This is not poverty. It is opportunism. It is a subtle exploitation of faith and service by those who have learned that temples are soft targets for their greed. So I ask, where's the country heading? Where are we taking our children when we feed not just their bellies, but their dependence? Where is our dharma when it begins nurturing decay in the name of compassion? When I came home in the late evening that day, I was still disturbed. Somehow not really enjoying. I called the manager in charge of the temple late evening and expressed my feelings. He understood and asked me to write a brief text message on WhatsApp to him so that he can take appropriate action. So I wrote to him next day. I haven't received any reply so far, but what I said in my message was, Vijay Palji, Jai Mata Ki. I talked to you yesterday. It was nice. With the blessings of Mata Rani, everything went well. All the employees, their employees, seemed very intelligent and hardworking. From the kitchen to hall, there was complete cleanliness from start to finish. Many congratulations and my best wishes to you and your entire team from my side. I further said in the message that, as I mentioned yesterday, one thing that really saddened me was that at the end, some poor people, women, along with their 8 to 10-year-old children, started stuffing food into empty cans and plastic bags. The surprising thing I said was that they would come again and again with new empty boxes and envelopes. The plastic bags, big ones. After which I asked my staff who were serving food to not give anyone takeaway food. Each person had already got at least 10 kilos of cooked food packed, but still they felt like they were not getting satisfied. By distributing hundreds of kilos of food in this manner, we are promoting a dangerous evil in the society which will give rise to unemployment, illiteracy, theft, etc. in the country. I said, any person who is organizing a community kitchen is not doing so that such people take home a lot of food. I said, I hope you will pay attention. Jai Mata Ki, yours, Param Dvij. So that's what message I wrote to him. I, Param Dvij, say this not out of anger, but with unshakable conviction. It is not service to feed greed. It is not bhakti to encourage laziness. And it is not dharma to remain silent when religion itself is being hijacked by decay. Let every bhandara be organized with a commitment to discipline, wisdom, and self-control. Our collective effort should focus on genuinely serving those who are truly hungry, helpless, or are visiting a place from distant places, rather than catering to individuals who arrive with containers of selfishness and ulterior motives. We must strive to ensure that our temples are sanctuaries of upliftment and empowerment rather than becoming mere crutches for dependence. In doing so, let us foster an environment where spiritual nourishment and community support flourish, guiding those in need towards self-sufficiency and dignity. Suppose we fail to take action at this critical moment. In that case, we risk transitioning from being active stewards to our belief and values to becoming passive contributors to a more profound societal decline. The urgency of our duty cannot be overstated. In our silence and inaction, we may inadvertently support systems and structures that lead to widespread injustice and inequality. It is essential that we rise to the occasion, not only to uphold our faith, but to foster a more equitable society for everyone. Let the bells of Trilokpur resonate not only with the avid devotion of its people, but also a profound awakening of the spirit. May the sacred land of the goddess transform into a vibrant realm where truth flourishes, illuminating the hearts and minds of all who dwell there. Let this divine place not only serve as a sanctuary for worship, but also as a beacon of honesty and enlightenment, guiding its inhabitants toward a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. Om Tat Sat.